building as Jordan has it against Rick Fox to begin things for the Washington Wizards. By the way, Christian Laettner was activated off the injured list. Should play some tonight. Richard Hamilton, Chris Whitney, and Jahidi White, the former Georgetown Hoya, inside, clubbed and fouled. And the foul called on Samaki Walker, his first.
Well, and that was good on the part of the Wizards because immediately they tried to take advantage of the fact that the big fella, Shaquille O'Neal, is sitting on the bench, went immediately to Jahidi. In fact, he's been playing opposite the ball. Now, Doug has moved him over and put him on ball side.
And Danny, with Shaq out and Kobe now almost free to roam, does this personality of the Laker team change at all, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Kobe, last game, he has 38. The next closest guy on his team is 11. So they got to have other guys step up. And that's the fine line. Kobe will have a tendency to try to take this game over, and yet he's got to trust his teammates and let Derek Fisher and Samaki Walker, Rick Fox, Robert Horry participate in the offense as well.
Here's Samaki Walker, the ex-Dallas Maverick and San Antonio Spur, who knocks it in and ties the game at 2.
And speaking of not having Shaq out there, Jahidi White looks like Shaq out there next to Samaki Walker.
Chris Whitney, a good three-point shooter. Derek Fisher at the point. And outside, Richard Hamilton, who's coming off a nice game of 33 points a week ago against Sacramento.
No, that's a guy, Kevin, that's made an enormous difference out there. When he comes out, the things that they do to Michael to try to stop him, Michael goes to him and he alleviates a lot of the problems that the Wizards have.
And I talked to Phil Jackson before the game. You know, he intentionally wants Hamilton defended by Kobe. He wants Kobe to try to stop him. And right here, Hamilton does a nice job of coming off of Popeye Jones' shot and a catch and shoot. Kobe's nowhere to be found. Gets there a little bit late, and they want to stop him. They know Michael's going to get his points, but when Michael and Hamilton both score 20, they're 8-0.
Hamilton picked up his first foul, and here's 83% free throw shooter Kobe Bryant, the number 2 scorer coming into tonight in the NBA. Defense was part of his emergence back in that 2000 season. And we know about the MVP this past weekend in Philadelphia at the All-Star game, where John, they booed him.
Well, they booed him, but I don't think it was interpreted the manner in which he interpreted. It should be interpreted anyway. I think it was more the result of the Lakers knocking the 76ers out of the playoffs than it was them not liking the hometown boy. Jordan
missing his first shot. And here comes Fisher, who has been coming off the bench, now starts with a 2 outside. Derek Fisher, he is a leader on this team.
He is. He's such an intense player. Defensively, offensively, gives him a lot of energy, and he's really has the free reign to shoot those outside shots. And getting back to the Kobe being booed in Philadelphia, you know, Derek Fisher was the only other guy all the whole weekend that was booed. So I agree with Coach. I think the Laker uniform had a lot more to do with it.
Samaki Walker's hit his first 2 shots.
Well, and Samaki's got to step up, particularly now. It's an opportunity for him to show his confidence when Shaquille is not in there. It's a heck of a lot different playing when you've got the big fella opposite, when you've got to take the burden yourself. And it'll be interesting to see what Samaki does.
A Laker foul down low.
Well, here you see Michael. He's trying to post up that medium post up that he gets. Fox has some good size and can contest Michael's shot. Michael gets his patented fadeaway shot just a little bit off. Good defense by Fox. Nothing else you can do.
Kobe Bryant just picked up the foul. That's the first on him. Here's Rip Hamilton, picked up by Mark Madsen, a second-year player from Stanford. And Hamilton has started the game. 2 of 2. He's got 4.
Well, what's going to be interesting about the matchup is that Kobe's going to have a much more difficult time on defense than he's going to have on offense. Hamilton guarding him is not as much of a difficult task as it is for him to guard Hamilton, because Hamilton doesn't really have the experience that a Fox may have in guarding Jordan.
Shot clock at 3. Fisher to Fox for 3. Rebounded by Rip Hamilton.
But then Kobe's got to pick up Rip, and that's quite a task, I think.
It is. Fox is on Hamilton now. The ball is loose. Madsen digging for it, out of bounds with it. Shot clock at 16. And the Wizards retain possession. They have started this game 2 of 4. The Lakers have started 3 of 4 from the floor.
And this is what's different about the Wizards than we saw early in the year, is they didn't really have an identity or know how to play. But one thing they have done is really slowed the game down. And they just had a good defensive rebound right there. Hamilton was looked out ahead to see if there was someone open, but just kind of walked it into their offense.
Madsen knocked it away. Jones lost it. Hamilton gets it back. Whitney eyeing a 3. Missed it all. Picked up by Kobe Bryant, who has yet to take a shot in the game. finding Fisher. A 3-ball. And a rebound off of Popeye Jones, and the Lakers retain possession. How about the Laker defense tonight, Danny?
Well, they're off to a good start. They're playing with a lot of energy and passion right there. Rick Hamilton tries to drive it in there. They're going to force them outside. But Mark Madsen, a guy with great energy, that's really what he's good for. He's not a great athlete, doesn't have great size, but the guy plays hard every second he's on the court.
Chris Whitney may have twisted an ankle, and he hobbles to the sideline. Thus, the ex-Laker, Tyronn Lue, will come in the game for the first time.
On that missed shot over there, he slipped in the corner, and I couldn't tell if he rolled his ankle, but he's saying he's all right and wants to come back in the game.
Kobe Bryant's first shot is no good. Samaki Walker with the rebound. Out of bounds it goes, and off of Washington.
I questioned Hamilton's defense, but on that one, he was really up on Kobe and really got him in a position where he had to adjust his shot.
Well, I was in the locker room talking about Rick Hamilton before the game, or talking about the Wizards, and Rick Hamilton walked in the training room, coach, and Michael looked at him and winked and said, that kid can play.
Well, he definitely can play, and particularly at the offensive end of the court. He's going to be special.
Madsen in a straight jacket, out to Fox. Shot clock at 6. Here comes Lue, and buckle up for Michael Jordan. And that's what they came to see.
Nice play by Tyrone, too. He knows his job, and he could have had the easy lay-in himself, but saw Michael out of the corner of his eye and let him get some easy baskets.
Michael missed that free one in the All-Star game. I don't think he'll miss it in a regular game like that,
That's
though.
right.
All-Star games, you have a tendency, Kevin, to relax a little bit.
Fisher launching a 2-point shot, hitting another. And Fisher has started with a 4-point performance, and the Lakers by 1. They've led by as many as 3.
And both those outside shots, he's got his foot on the line. He's got to get outside the 3-point line. He'd have 6 points by now.
Hamilton sneaking inside. Jordan with the offensive rebound. And Hamilton left uncovered for a mid-range jump shot.
And gives that basket to Jahidi White. Good job of keeping the ball alive, and he's done an excellent job this entire year for the Wizards, like Coach said, playing off the ball, getting those offensive boards.
Hamilton with 6. Here comes Fox. Off to Fisher, covered by his former teammate Lue, and a rebound by Popeye Jones.
Well, right now, the coaches, I'm sitting there going, they tell Kobe not to try to run the offense. Right now, Fisher's jacking up every shot he gets out there.
Well, and I found it amusing when Craig Sager was saying that they wanted the center to get as many touches as Shaquille would get in the middle. I want to see that happen.
Tyronn Lue hits the 3 and gives the Lakers their biggest lead tonight.
And Tyronn Lue, he's really made a turnaround. I think early in the year, he might have been one of those young guys a little bit intimidated by Michael's presence, is not quite finding himself or understanding his role with a new coach. But he's really been a factor in their recent success, and I'd love to see him because there's a guy that plays with a lot of heart and energy.
Wizards with the lead, 13-9. Jordan to Hamilton.
He didn't even touch the rim yet.
Hamilton's got 8.
Well, and that was the thing I was saying. It's a difficult task, and even guarding Kobe. If Kobe is playing, and he had better stay a little tighter than that to him.
Here's Rick Fox. That stopped a 7-0 run by the Washington Wizards.
I might reconsider my Coach of the Year vote. I haven't watched the Wizards play a lot the last. I love the things that Doug Collins has them running offensively. The Lakers are playing good, energized defense. Kobe's trying to stay with Hamilton, and they're executing very well, getting a lot of wide-open shots.
Rick Fox picks up his first foul. Take a look at Doug Collins.
And this is what we were talking about, is the shot attempts. So Fisher's got 4, Fox has 3, Bryant has 1. I mean, and the Fishers have all come out by the 3-point line as well.
Well, something strange about that. Kobe's name is not on there, and we know by the end of the game it'll be on there.
Michael Jordan, Wizards by 4, working on Fox. Rebounded by Jahidi White. Jordan again with the fake and a feed to Hamilton inside.
Hamilton is very active. What a great play by Michael. Just so patient and poised, and very unselfish play.
Well, I think they're reacting to his moves now, Danny, as opposed to early in the year they were watching and observing his moves.
Kobe Bryant again with the miss, and Kobe has started 0 of 2. Jordan 1 of 4. Hamilton's been the big story for Washington so far with 11 points. 5 of 6 in the field. Missing right there with the Samaki Walker rebound.
And he has a tough time right there. He's so thin that Rick Fisher, just like that linebacker body, really pushed him out and rooted him out in the lower body, and Hamilton had no balance on that shot.
Walker to Fox, and a screen by Fisher and a rebound by Walker. And Mark Madsen, no one is on him. Lou with the rebound.
And there's a reason no one's on him.
Very good reason.
And Lou hit a 3 in his first shot, missing right there from close range, from point-blank range. Here comes Bryant. And Fox thought about 3 maneuvers outside and a whistle. And
Stanislav Medvedenko is in for L.A. The Lakers have missed their last 6 shots and lead a trail by 8. Here's Fisher for 2. Bryant tries one, and he misses off the back of the rim, and Ori has 2 of those.
I like the fact that they're getting this team to miss their outside shots, but they're coming up with a few too many offensive rebounds early on.
And a foul is called on Brendan Haywood, so the Lakers will have the ball back with 2:33 to go in the first quarter. Shaquille not playing tonight, out with a bad big toe. Kobe trying to draw a foul, hits a few.
Well, the 3 shots he had before that were fairly easy compared to that shot. Nesby all over, but Kobe focusing and concentrating nailed the tough shot.
His first field goal of the game, he's 1 for 4. And has 3 points. Hamilton spins away from trouble and then gets fouled by the big man, Medvedenko, in his second year from the Ukraine at 6'10", 250.
Kobe almost gets the steal right there, going for the ball, and that forces Hamilton to mishandle the ball, but Medvedenko gets charged with the foul.
His second year with the Lakers, and that's his first personal tonight. Lindsey Hunter in the game. Here's Popeye. Hamilton off the screen, double pumps. What a shot.
Tough shot.
He continues to amaze, Phil, how good he is.
That mid-range jump shot that Doug Collins.
And it's not just a standing jump shot, it's coming off of a screen.
Absolutely.
Which makes it even more impressive. He's got 12 points on 6 of 8 from the floor.
That's so important for a 2-guard to be able to catch and shoot, not have to put the ball on the floor.
Popeye knocked out from behind and gets good position. Tyrone Nesby in the game, another player that we talk about those other guys giving energy and life.
Absolutely.
He has been terrific for this team. Nesby pulls up to the jumper and hits it.
And the thing about these players, Steve, that really is helpful is that they're coming in, they're not making mistakes, they're not making the turnovers, they're not getting confused defensively.
Tipped away, saved by Medvedenko. Blocked by Haywood, and the 2 battle for a jump ball. Stanislav Medvedenko, who was not drafted by an NBA team. He's from the Ukraine. He played in Lithuania and in the Ukraine.
And there you see Brendan getting the block shot. Medvedenko had to get that ball up. You see him trapped in the key area. He's only got 3 seconds in there.
Haywood at 7 feet. Reaches high, and the Wizards get the tip. Brendan now with 64 block shots on the season. He's 15th in the NBA in that category.
Have a chance to participate in the rookie challenge game.
So Haywood and Jordan both going to Philadelphia, and a reach-in foul. And actually, they'll call the push from behind on Medvedenko. He doesn't like the call. That's his second personal, and are we in the penalty now? It looks like we are. So Brendan Haywood goes to the line for 1 plus the penalty. And the rookie from Carolina makes the first. The 20th overall pick in this year's draft by Cleveland, who traded his rights to Orlando for Michael Dozier. And the Wizards got him from the Magic for Laurent Profit. And here comes an old friend. Mitch Richmond is in the game. Mitch, who played 3 years in Washington, averaging 17.8 points per game. His best season in D.C. was his first season in 1998-99 when he averaged 19.7 points a game. He's 37 years old now.
Yep. Moving on up there, but Phil Jackson trying to get a different lineup in, or some players in to try and generate some offense. This team has not really found its touch, shooting under 30%.
And the Wizards have their largest lead of 12 points. Kobe kicks it out for the long jumper, good. 3-point field goal for Dylan George. Wizards have Courtney Alexander in the game now. Jordan is out getting a rest. Michael with 4 points in the period. Whitney off the screen. This is too strong. Tipped away and taken by L.A. Shot clock is off. 9 seconds to go in the period. Kobe from long range misses. Whitney tracks it down and goes down hard as the buzzer sounds. So the Wizards with an impressive period, and Richard Hamilton nothing short of amazing. 12 points in 12 minutes on 6 of 8 shooting.
And pocket 10. Mitch Richmond is guarding Jordan. Down the lane, the shove and the foul. Called on Mitch Richmond, who came here after 3 pretty good seasons in a Washington uniform. Now he's a Laker.
Well, Michael Jordan called this guy the second best shooting guard in basketball behind himself for the last 15 years that they've been in the league together. But Mitch, a fantastic player. But right now, Michael has a guy his own age to go. Mitch is a lot younger, but his body is worn down probably more than Michael's. Had a serious knee injury. I believe that later in the season, this guy's going to be a big contributor to this team, though.
Here comes Richmond against Luke. Robert Horry, and Richmond slips. Regains the presence, but can't make the shot. Michael Jordan is there. Down court to Tyrone Nesby. Picked up by George. A minute gone here in the second quarter. Washington has led basically throughout the first quarter, and with a good lead here beginning the second. Lou, shot clock at 5. Over Hunter, and right between the eyes. Tyronn Lue.
He's really got some confidence in his offensive game. There was no hesitation in that. It's almost like he's learned. It's okay for me to shoot. It's okay for me to be aggressive and have some missed shots out there, even when Michael Jordan's on the court.
Devin George. Rebounded by Horry, slapped away by Jordan, picked up by Lou. The Wizards have led by as many as 12.
Another example of tempo and trying to control the game and let their defense get set and their offense move the ball.
Linkner to Haywood, and sweeping up. Let go. Board inside, it's off the Lakers, and Washington retains possession.
And I think Brendan Haywood's going to be good at that shot.
Well, if you look at this one, this is the shot that Michael had blocked by Walker. But when you look at this, the big sizes of the body, when you get a guy like Mitch on it, there's a lot more to push out there. You're not going to get as much lift. And then Walker comes over, of course, he makes a great play.
They just changed the call, and they say it is indeed off of Washington. So the Lakers come the other way. They're 33-13. And there are a couple games in back of Sacramento coming into tonight in the Pacific. Hunter with the miss, hits his own miss, and he scoots up for 2.
Well, this Laker crowd is getting impatient. They're yelling, run the offense. They are running the offense, but what a difference the Shaq makes.
Yes.
You don't have Shaq in the middle. Kobe sitting on the bench. There's a lot of difference in this team.
Michael Jordan. Against George. Jordan to his 6th. The 12, and he misses the 10 on a foul. What a quick spin move by Michael Jordan, taking it inside.
Well, Devin George is laughing because he didn't get touched. I think he got beat so bad, Michael just missed the lay-in. This was had flashbacks to the All-Star game right here. He gets by Devin George. Oh, he fouls him. I don't know what he's complaining. He grabbed onto Michael's arm.
Well, and it's interesting. You talk about flashbacks to the All-Star game, Danny. I'll be curious to see how many more balls Michael attempts to dunk to really let us all know that he's capable of getting up there. But in this game, he's going to the ball a lot stronger.
Kobe Bryant is on the bench. Jordan is out there. Well, you've got 2 pretty big bodies on that Laker bench right now. 2 pretty important components to their success over the last 2 years. Robert Horry with Walker. And a drive inside by Horry, and here comes Lou again. Up to Nesby, working on George.
Well, Christian Laettner could be a big piece of this Washington team, too. He's coming back after a broken leg, starting to get healthy. I mean, the guy just jumped on his back right there.
Well, the Wizards need to get the ball inside. Shaquille O'Neal is not there. They started off trying to capitalize by going inside. At least attack them first with a pass inside to see what the Lakers can do, and then get the ball back outside.
Lakers are shooting 29%. And it just dropped. Now the Wizards come the other way, shooting 47%. Jordan's got 5. Bryant on the bench has got 3. And Michael works on Richmond. A good screen by Laettner for Lou. And a 3 ball and a Ball that ricochets off the open palm of Mitch Richmond. A ragged beginning to the second quarter. As he works on Brian Shaw, Michael Jordan uncovered. Robert Horry fighting for the loose ball, and out of bounds it goes off of the Wizards. The leading scorer, Richard Hamilton, and he is on the bench. Leitner, Haywood, Jordan, Nesby, and Lou, the Washington Five. Bryant is back in the game with Walker, Richmond, Shaw, and Robert Horry with the ball right now. 28% shooting for the Lakers. Another miss by Mitch Richmond, who, Danny, to me, looks very old tonight.
He does, and I don't know if it's because he's just not getting any minutes and it's taking him a while to get loose, but he's really struggling. I know he's got a bad knee, and it really is showing out there. He's a shell.
Well, I think the Wizards are going to let the Lakers back in this ball game if they keep taking these jump shots. It appears with Shaq not in the game, you'd at least test the paint a little bit by penetrating, cutting through the paint, or at least posting up in there and letting those big guys take an opportunity to go inside. So.
Shot clock at 3. Kobe Bryant for 3. Raising the iron. Saved by Shaw. And out of bounds, they say, and Washington will get it back.
Well, then that's an example of what I'm talking about. They have 4 points in the paint without Shaq being in the game. You at least have got to test the Lakers a little bit by trying to. He's probably conscious a lot of the fact that the coaches want him to run the system. A lot of things that he ordinarily would try. If Shaq was in the game, he's not trying.
Mitch Richmond 0 of 3 with a 2-ball, and he knocks it in. His first hit tonight. And the former All-Star, Golden State, Sacramento, Washington, now with Los Angeles, brings the Lakers to within 6.
And they're in a 1-2-2 zone. The Lakers are trying to keep them on the outside, trying to take away any sort of inside game they have.
Nesby to Lou. Bryant there to defend. Shot clock at 5. Tyrone Nesby hits another. Penetrating inside, knifing his way for 2.
Well, the zone basically protects the middle. This is one of the few times the Wizards got an inside shot, ironically.
In Chicago, Lakers jumper, play short, taken by L.A. Wizards shooting in this period has not been particularly good. Jordan, Bryant spins away, then kicks it out to the Shaw jumper, who hits a 3. The Wizard lead is down to 5. Led by as many as 12 earlier. Jordan comes inside, nice fake, got hit, no call, tip up, and in by Haywood.
Jordan made a nice fake to get the defense up. Somebody else reached in and popped it loose, but he still was able to point it towards the basket.
They're going to the corner, the long jumper, good, 3-pointer from Robert Horry. They only shoot 35% as a team from three-point range, 18th in the league.
Yeah, they take a lot. They take around 17 a game. The team that has some shooters that can find the range from out there.
Jordan got a beautiful pass from Nesby to recognize Michael open on the baseline.
Absolutely. You move that ball around quickly, and then you look to the baseline players, that one additional pass.
7 points for Jordan, followed by Kobe.
Nice play by Kobe. You see how quickly he reacted to his own missed shot.
Nesby streaking, leaves it off for Hamilton. Richard lays it back. Great pass to Leitner.
We've seen some nice passes for both Riff and Jordan tonight.
Mitch Richmond fired. Mitch currently averaging just 4.2 points a game. Jordan goes around Richmond. Hanging jumper's good.
Both teams starting to warm up now and make some nice plays. And Jordan gets the fans off their feet.
Obi chases down a long pass. Streaking through the paint. Finds Shaw. Kicks it out to Horry. Fakes Leitner. Go back to Mitch. Mitch drives, runs over Nesby, and an offensive foul is called. Good position from Tyrone Nesby. And Doug Collins will get Popeye Jones, Jahidi White, and Hubert Davis all back into the game.
Well, on defense, they did a good job of protecting the ball, but take a look at the Wizards on offense, how they move the ball around. They get it in, now swing it around the top, quick movement to the other baseline side, and Jordan gets the open shot.
Timeout has been taken here in Los Angeles with 3:15 to go in the first half, and the Wizards on the 38-32.
Literally, while his dad was over there playing ball, Hubert Davis in the game for the first
He
time.
also stole a championship ring from him.
You're doggone right. That's why he should get booed.
Hamilton with the Jahidi White screen. Good fake by Hamilton as Kobe fit. A rebound by Fisher out there at Madsen, Medvedenko, Fox, and Kobe Bryant swerving his way down court. Fox on the fly. Rebound by Popeye Jones.
Kobe keeps pressing. We're going to have to call him a playmaking guard.
We've only had 4 turnovers in this entire first half. And a total of 8 free throws between the two teams. Hamilton's been hot. And a foul.
Defensive 3, number 14.
Violation inside.
So they got out of their zone as soon as Hubert Davis comes in the zone. You don't want to be playing a zone out there with him. He's a zone buster.
701 wins for Phil Jackson, the fastest coach in the history of the NBA to reach that number. As you take a look at Kobe Bryant's numbers, a 2-9 effort from the floor.
And 6 assists, playmaking guard.
6 assists. In the last handful of games, he has been just under 50% shooting, so his shooting up until the All-Star break had been pretty good.
Well, they're trying to make him into an assist guy tonight. They know that Kobe wants to score. Right now, Kobe would have 12 if the guys made any shots in the first quarter.
Lakers shooting 33%, Wizards shooting 43%. Hamilton to Jones with a fake and a drive inside using the glass.
Well, this is a guy that's been special for the Wizards. I mean, he's just done his job. I mean, look at the shot he threw up at. I mean, that's the kind of thing you just say, no, no, no. But he's been solid. He's rebounded. He's defended. He's done a lot of things Popeye Jones has for the Wizards.
You and I saw him hit the winning shot in Washington a week ago against Toronto.
Well, he definitely made a lot of winning plays, a lot of good rebounding he's done for them.
Jordan gets his 4th rebound with 4 assists, and Michael with 9 points.
Besides that, a man with those kind of knee pads on, you've got to appreciate him. I haven't seen those since Sat Sanders himself.
Hamilton sneaking down the lane, and White slams it down, rocking the rim.
Well, every time Popeye Jones shoots a shot, I go, no, no, no. But he's made his share of the course of the year. His game is not pretty, but I'd love to have him on my team.
Well, Danny, he's one of the main reasons the Wizards have had the success that they have here.
Another turnover. Washington on a 9-2 run. 4 turnovers for the Lakers. Wizards by 11, their biggest lead 12. They've led most of the first half. Foul on Michael Jordan.
Well, you look at this. I mean, he comes down and throws this thing up. It goes in the basket, and he's done that all year. You look at Jahidi, who is a better player on the offside when he can come in and just tip in, and he's done a good job of that here of late.
Lakers have won 4 of 5. But they find themselves in a funk. Losing their last game to Chicago and struggling here against Washington. Shot clock at 6. Fox to Fisher. The drive into Jordan and Hubert Davis. And out of bounds it goes and off of Washington. Shot clock at 2 seconds. Big clock at 56 seconds to play here in the first half.
We have not seen turnovers by either team in this first half, but this is amazing. They're taking very good care of the ball. That's where Washington has really stepped up their game, is by slowing the tempo down. There's a lot fewer turnovers. Opponents did not have trust in their half-court game.
Nice play there, Danny, by Popeye Jones. And few turnovers by either of these teams. One of the reasons why they're both having pretty respectable seasons.
And neither team is a real fast, up-tempo basketball team either.
Davis to Popeye Jones, finding Michael Jordan. Back into Jones with a beautiful pass and count for 2.
See, that's an example of what Popeye did. He threw the ball in the corner to Jordan, made a beautiful cut to the basket. Very simple, but a lot of guys would have stood outside, caught it, and put the ball in the basket.
Medvedenko picks up his 3rd foul. John and I talked about this last week while you were on hiatus on assignment. But really, of all the, if you take the top 16 teams, 8 from each conference, playoff contending teams, is there a worse roster or a least known roster than this Washington roster, aside from Jordan, of course?
I don't think there is. You know, I mean, Popeye Jones has been a guy that's around. He's always been a solid player, but certainly not well known. And I think Jahidi White and Tyrone Lue is known because of the Lakers, but Chris Whitney, not very many people know very many of these Washington Wizards.
A three-point shot by Derek Fisher.
And these guys have all been role players on other teams around the league. None of them have been starters on any other team.
Jordan floats and fires. He's got 11. Here comes Kobe Bryant, who's been chilly tonight shooting. 2 of 9, stolen right there. Michael Jordan against Fox. Begins to accelerate. Fox bumps him. The ball jarred free. 15 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Well, Kobe thinks he can get through Michael right there. Michael blinks a little bit, makes sure he doesn't poke his eye out. Then he sticks his tongue out at Kobe as he dribbles the ball down the court.
Boy, that was an example of them running another man at Kobe, too. Michael really was not the guy guarding him. He came over and took the ball. Excuse me, took the ball off of the trap. The expectation level will be placed on him, and it'll be interesting to see how the Wizards react to him.
Jordan against Fox. Halftime approaching. Jordan with the fake, the dance, and the shot. Bryant with the rebound. That takes us to halftime. Who would have thought Washington would come in the home of the 2-time defending world champion Los Angeles Lakers and lead by 13 points. The 35 points ties the lowest scoring first half this year by the champs as we send it over to Craig Sager.
Well, the 13 points, the margin of the lead right now, that's how many points you have in the game. But I got to ask you defensively, regarding Kobe, are you surprised that he continues to try to run the offense instead of taking you one-on-one?
I mean, Kobe's a great player. I mean, you know, the one thing he tries to do, you know, he try to get me in foul trouble, try to go on the post and things like that. And
Basketball.
Well, you know, they're setting it up for Rip Hamilton. And it, you know, as the season goes on, Rip is the Jordan and Jordan is the Pippen.
Yeah.
of this team.
We've talked about that a lot. They've also done a good job so far keeping Kobe pretty much intact.
Yeah, Kobe's trying to get other people involved, but, you know, without Shaq on the floor, these teams are pretty even.
Yeah. And L.A. doesn't play the same game, quite obviously, when Shaq is not on the floor. And you look at the shooting in the first half for the Lakers, 33%. Kobe Bryant, 2 for 9 from the field, and Washington shot 47%. So the Wizards did a nice job. They got 18 points in the paint, which was a problem last year, obviously, when these two teams played.
Well, without Shaq, those numbers are going to be
different story.
Skewed. That's right.
Hey, do you have to pay like huge amounts of money to get these great seats?
Yes, tons of money and charity shows. Yeah, it adds up.
And do you get any kind of a pass, or is it just a ticket? Because I
just
saw
a
earlier,
ticket. I couldn't even get in the back just now.
Yeah, evidently we have some video of you.
Really?
Basically.
I couldn't get back there.
That's a big man too. I don't think you would.
Yeah, man. And it's weird. They said I couldn't get back there. Meanwhile, Urkel's back there, and Todd Bridges is back there, and Gary Coleman, and I just did not have the credentials.
I'd speak to somebody about that.
Yeah, you know, it's all Bin Laden, man. Bin Laden is messing it up for everybody.
You said
me.
that too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, he's.
You know, before Bin Laden, hey, get back there, Chris.
No problem.
Now, hey, we don't know, man. And take off that hat.
This is such an amazing crowd when you look around at all the stars that are here. Do you find yourself looking around at some of these guys?
Yeah, it's a fight-like atmosphere. You know, they're all out here. Jack's here, and Sandler's here. You know, all the biggies.
Who are you friends with? Who do you like to hang with?
I'm friends with Adam Sandler. You know, we did Star Saturday Night Live together. Me and Jack, actually, we hang out. We go to, I don't know, I go to...
Adamant about trying to get his teammates involved and kind of left his offensive game in the locker room. But we'll see if it's a different Kobe this second half.
The Lakers won their first 7 games this season, starting the campaign, their best start since the 97-98 year, when they were 11-0. The best record to start a season in an NBA is held by Houston in '93. They won their first 15 games, and the 1948 Washington Capitals.
But last shot by Kobe, I think Jahidi White came over and forced him to miss that shot, had to throw it him a lot higher than he had intended.
Lindsey Hunter guarding Chris Whitney. Popeye Jones finds Michael Jordan off the screen. That's short. And tipped away, taken by L.A. Lindsey runs the other way. Now stops for 17 feet and hits. Lindsey Hunter in his 9th year from Jackson State. The Lakers got him from the Bucks this past June for Greg Paulson. Washington led by as many as 14 in the first half. They led by 13 at the break, and Popeye Jones switches one through. A great job Popeye has done assuming the starting role, which is now his.
Yes.
For the taking, for the keeping, I should say. Even if Christian Laettner gets back to 100%.
Yeah. And even if it were to reverse and he were to come off the bench, I still have the utmost confidence that he would still be the effective player that we're used to seeing.
Wizards by 11. Hunter's done a nice job defensively on Whitman. Now Chris pulls the trigger and nails a three-pointer. His 77th of the year. Chris Whitney, 15th in the NBA in three-point shooting at 42.5% from long range. And once again, the Wizards have matched their largest lead of 14. Steve Buckhantz and Phil Chenier. Courtside tonight from the Staples Center. Sold-out venue as always. And Kobe Bryant hits. Kobe was taken originally by the Charlotte Hornets with the 13th overall pick in '96, and then dealt to the Lakers 3 weeks later for Vlade Divac. Hamilton off the screen. That's way off to the left and an air ball. He's looking at Ron Olesiak and saying, hey, come on. And Ted Bernhardt says, well, this gives him the benefit of the doubt.
I think Richard Hamilton was looking for the foul.
Yeah.
I don't think Kobe touched that ball, but I think he got some contact that kind of twisted Richard around.
11 seconds on the shot clock. Hamilton guarded by Bryant. Richard streaks inside. Finger roll no good, but he got pushed and will shoot two.
One thing that's pretty evident to me is that Phil Jackson during the halftime told his team that, hey, you guys got to get more physical defensively. And there you see a little push from Kobe from one side, and then Matson just really charging and gets him pretty hard.
Right across the face. And what's the call now? Richard Hamilton got hit in the face, and the players have backed away. Did they call a flagrant? They did. They called a flagrant foul on Mark Madsen. That's what I thought when I saw the contact, Phil.
Well, the first time we saw it, it happened so quick, but when we looked at it on replay, you could see that it was a hard foul, plus it was a hard foul above the shoulders at the face. So,
Richard has made his only other free throw. He's now 2 for 2, has 14 points in the game, and we'll take another look at it.
See Mark Madsen, a very energetic player, and I'm sure that Phil Jackson hopes to have that energy transfer to some of his teammates. Take another look at this. You see him get by Kobe, but he goes after him. And I don't think he was intended to hit him in the head, but that's certainly where the contact occurred.
First personal on Madsen, and the Wizards get 2 shots and the ball. 4-point play. Maybe a 5 if somebody hits a 3. Jordan spinning around Popeye on the ground, off the glass, and it's too strong. Tipped away and taken by L.A. Rick Fox runs the transition, now the jumper, and rebound, pulled away by Popeye Jones. Washington by 14. They have not won here since February of 1992. And Ted Bernhardt spots a foul.
Is this Kobe? Yeah, they call it on Kobe. Fox out there putting some pressure on Jordan, but the foul occurred underneath. Kobe trying to fight through a pick.
And what have they called?
They're calling another flagrant.
This time. And the Wizards now have their largest lead of the game, 15 points.
And they'll retain possession.
Now, let me ask you this, Phil. Do you think Phil Jackson told him to be maybe a little bit more than harsh on defense? Maybe he told him to get nasty a little bit.
No, I don't think that. I just think he said, hey, you got to be physical with these guys. You got guys like Whitney and Rip that are kind of light. You want to throw them off balance. Be physical with it. No, I don't think any coach is going to. Oh,
here it is again.
Another one. You know, this is kind of interesting because it's like you see a lot of veterans do. Okay, I didn't get that last call. I'm going to dare you to make that call twice in a row. And
They did.
They did.
Third personal on Kobe Bryant. Wizards by 16. Jordan streaking into the paint. Goes up and draws the foul. Rick Fox with 2 personal fouls. Into the paint. Cut off nicely defensively by the Wizards. Kobe fires on Hamilton, misses badly, and it comes right to Fox.
That ball that hit the rim,
right.
Just hit the backboard.
He didn't know it.
Yeah.
He did not realize
You know,
it.
and as a player, sometimes you miss those little small parts. You know, you see it come off the board, and you're just thinking, okay, we got a new 24-second. But there's the last move we saw offensively with Jordan getting the ball to Popeye.
Calling a timeout. The Wizards have opened up a 20-point lead on the Lakers. Kobe drives, knocked away, and Olesiak calls a foul. They'll give him 2 shots. And the fans clapping.
And the Wizards are taking what they're giving them.
Danny, the Los Angeles Lakers have lost recent home games to low-ranked teams like Miami, Denver, and Chicago. A couple weeks ago, we were here. You said they were bored. Phil Jackson says they're complacent. What are they?
Well, I felt like Shaq was bored. I don't feel like the whole team is bored, but, you know, I think that Shaq, when he comes back and he's healthy and he's going to dominate like he told us at halftime, the rest of the team will follow. Just like this Washington team is following Michael Jordan.
Lindsey Hunter will glide in. A steal and 2 at the other end with 7.5 to play in the third quarter.
And Lindsey Hunter with 3 buckets in his half. He's the one guy out there that's contributing to this Lakers team right now.
He's got 6 in the quarter, 10 for the game, and here comes a penetrating Whitney across the lane. Rebound by Madsen inside, triggers it out to Kobe Bryant. Can the Lakers go from lethargic to dynamite, all in the span of a couple minutes? Madsen inside to Samaki Walker. It bubbles in.
What about Mark Madsen playing from the top of the key? He looked like Kobe on that play, didn't he, Coach? Driving there, dishing it off to Samaki Walker. But look at Madsen playing point center right there.
Well, that was a beautiful play. He pulled the defense. It's very simple. He dropped it inside. I love Madsen's energy. He becomes almost a joke, but he's a little bit more than a joke because of his energy level and how hard he plays. I definitely feel that the Lakers are not on cruise control. They're fighting for their lives now. If Shaq was in the game, I might attribute it to boredom. This is not boredom. This is the Wizards.
And they are legitimate, as you said, John, to open the show.
Well, they're giving no points off the turnovers, and they're giving no second chance points and no fast break points to the Lakers team.
Then you can really tell that Michael loves playing with Popeye. You know, Popeye's so alert for the things that Michael does, and he plays off of Michael so well.
Outside, Lindsey Hunter for 3. Lakers coming to Thursday.
A lot of February birthdays.
He's a Valentine's birthday boy.
Yeah, well, that's the 14th. Thursday is the 14th.
That's right.
Is that his birthday? February 14th?
Yes, it is.
These are tough questions I'm asking.
Well, you got me on the date and the day of Valentine's Day. Kobe feeds it underneath. Score the goal and a foul. Hamilton off the screen. Nice pass to Jahidi for a slam.
When you curl off that pick, the defense has to make a decision, and if there's a split second wrong either way, you either have the open shot or you have the drop down.
6 points, 6 rebounds for Jahidi White. Tyrone Nesby in the game guarding Kobe Bryant. Kobe flashes into the paint and kicks it out. Fox's jumper good is 3. And the lead down to 10. Fox falls down. They find jumper. That's short.
Madsen is fouled by Nesby.
And the fans are going to be asking for a flagrant.
7.
Hamilton spins away, lays it off. Bryant with a great job to knock it out of bounds.
He stepped it up a couple of notches. That time, staying in front of Richard Hamilton, in fact, forcing the turn, but then getting back into the play defensively.
Jordan lost it out of bounds. Turnover, Washington.
Again, it's the pressure. You can see them challenging every pass, trying to get in the passing lane, challenging the passer as well. Washington has to step up their sense of urgency and apply the same kind of physical pressure.
Doug Collins has Teron Lou up off the bench. Here's Kobe against Nesby. Shaw with 1 second, missed it, tipped up, and Hamilton looked like he might have been held. Richard, great pass to Nesby for the slam.
Well, that's the way to finish off that play. You're right, he was held up. It was right in front of us. I think it was Brian Shaw that might have held his arm, but either way, they still converted.
Wizards by 9. Bryant inside, tipped away, taken by Fox, and he misses. Nesby, big rebound, huge rebound.
Like I said, they've got to match this Laker team's intensity right now because they're trying to take this game back under control.
Knocked out by L.A. It goes to the Wizards with a new 24, and Teron Lou checking into the game now for Washington. And he'll get Rip Hamilton.
We'll watch Nesby get this nice pass from Hamilton and make sure he flushes it strong.
Rip Hamilton had 13 points in the first half. Jordan, nice move, gets it. Fox drives, nice pass inside, good double team. Jordan, nice move, gets it. Nice pass inside, good double team. Back to Fox, who pulls the trigger and hits a three. He only shoots 33% from three-point range for the season. He's been rather deadly here tonight. And it's down to 8. Teron
11 points for Kobe Bryant and a career high 12 assists tonight.
Did you ever give those kind of tests, Coach?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I'd love to see the results of that test and how many of them really did it.
Jones against Madsen with Fox, Bryant, Shaw, and Medvedenko. Tyrone Nesby. And a rebound inside by Rick Fox.
Fox doing a good job.
Yeah, he is.
Doing a real good job.
Here comes Kobe Bryant.
Where's Derek Fisher in this game?
Kobe Bryant hits again. Bryant has 13 points.
Maybe he was shooting too much in the first half, getting out of the offense.
Jones, the drive down the lane, tripped and fouled. Thank goodness he's got those knee pads on.
Well, in looking at this, I mean, Rick Fox is doing a good job. He's really on Michael. Physically, I think he's making Michael use all the energy he can use. He's holding him, he's locking him, he's staying on him, and that's what you have to do. And then offensively, I mean, then he goes and gets rebounds. Offensively, he's doing a very solid job also.
And the Lakers are playing a very physical game in the second half, and I just wonder how the stamina of this Washington team. They're used to playing slower. They rely on Richard Hamilton, who's got a thin body, and Michael, who's up there in age. And that's how you have to play Washington, I think.
Danny, in terms of leadership, who's a better leader, Jordan or Kobe?
Oh, that's not even close. I mean, one's 39 years old with 6 championship rings and a more cerebral player, in my opinion. And the best finisher that the game has ever seen in Michael Jordan. And so I think Michael is a much, much better leader than Kobe. And that's not a knock on Kobe. Michael's a better leader than anybody in the game.
He should be. He should be a better leader. That's what you're saying, and you're absolutely correct, just based on experience alone.
Kobe Bryant over Lou, over to Medvedenko. Rebound by the hustling Mark Madsen. Contorts and
Madsen is really giving him a lift here in the second half. He's doing it offensively, defensively, and giving him some energy. Made a couple hard fouls going to the basket to really set the tone for this Laker team.
He's got 5 points, all have come in this third quarter. Hubert Davis in the game, giving to Michael. Jordan's got 15. Oh, and a steal. Here comes Kobe Bryant. Bryant's in for 2. So graceful. So smooth.
And that's a payback right here. Michael did this to Kobe in the first half. Kobe gets him back. And all of a sudden, this Laker lead, or the Washington lead, is dwindling. And again, we've talked about no turnovers, no fast break points. And the Lakers all of a sudden are creating turnovers and getting in the open court.
Three-point play by Kobe Bryant. Lakers to within 2 with 60 seconds to play in the third quarter. Now some full-court pressure. Madsen with a foul as Jordan trying to get the pass in midcourt.
Well, the Lakers have given the Wizards a little bit of their own medicine now. When Jordan gets the ball, they're running over and trapping him. They're running at him when he puts the ball on the floor and dribble.
That's silly foul, though, in the backcourt. A lot of time left on the clock and just hacking away. You have to respect the penalty. You can't just give him free throws right here. Plus, you're giving Michael a chance to rest more.
The Wizards have made 18 points at the free throw line tonight, and the Lakers have made 6. LA, 6 of 11. The Wizards, 18 of 19. Michael Jordan, who's been averaging just under 40 minutes a game, has played all but 2 minutes tonight, John, and I don't know if that was in the game plan for the Wizards.
Well, it probably wasn't in the game plan, but I think Michael knows the importance of this Western swing the second half of the season. He'd love for this team to get off to a good start, and nobody can, sort of help that as much as he can.
And don't think that Kobe and Phil Jackson in part of this game has anything to do with him not wanting to come out either.
Kobe Bryant trying to penetrate and take it inside, and he was roughed around. Popeye Jones was there defending, and Jones picks up his
Points in the game for Kobe Bryant. And 11 assists as he misses the second. And we are tied at 74.
Yeah. 9 offensive rebounds in the first half, and that continues to haunt Washington tonight.
Inside Haywood, fires for Davis. Hubert's shot is off the mark. Lakers can play for one shot. Bedlam in Los Angeles. The Lakers have come back from 20 down to take a 3-point lead on the Wizards. Kobe Bryant with 17 points leading the charge, and after 3 from Los Angeles, it's LA 77, Washington 42 third quarter points.
Yeah, look at that shooting percentage coming up to 45%. Both teams right around that area. Look at three-point shooting, 8 for 18. Washington's only made 2. They've got to the line more, but rebounding, a lot of those offensive rebounds. Both teams doing a good job in the turnover department.
Haywood out there, Whitney, Nesby, and Davis. Michael Jordan on the bench. Jordan's last field goal 3:15 left in the third quarter.
And the Wizards have to answer the Lakers' energy with energy because the Lakers are not permitting them to slow the pace down by putting so much pressure on the ball now.
Whitney with a three. Rebound by Kobe Bryant. Bryant tonight, 12 assists, 9 rebounds, and 17 points. Very close to a triple-double.
And this is the end of the floor. The Wizards have to play sound defense. They can't give the Lakers second baskets, and they've got to really try to get out and get some easy baskets themselves.
Bryant off a great third quarter, trying to continue it in the fourth. They missed everything right there. Hubert Davis in the game. Hamilton, too congested. Your shot clock is down to 9. Wow. Defense is picking up a little bit.
Defense is great. The Lakers have really changed the tempo of this game with their defense. I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure. They're trapping, the hands up in the air, guarding passing lanes. They're doing a real great job of putting pressure on the Wizards and forcing them not to be able to run their stuff as easy as they were early in the game.
Washington, 35% shooting in the second half.
But they're not running their offense. They're pressuring them right out of their offense.
Davis slashing down the lane, kicks it out to Hamilton with a three. Rebound Medvedenko.
We've always felt watching the Lakers, with Shaq or without Shaq, when the Lakers play the defense that they're capable of playing, it's the best defense in the league. They're unbeatable.
Derek Fisher gives the Lakers their biggest lead tonight. They've got 9 out of Fisher, and he's 4 of 10 from the field. Haywood. 2 minutes. He travels inside.
Well, the Russian judges caught that skating exhibition right there. They got it on the third skate.
Jordan back in with Jahidi White, Popeye Jones, Whitney, and Rip Hamilton. 8.5 in the fourth. Medvedenko over White. Medvedenko has been terrific. 13 minutes, 4 points, 7 rebounds, and an assist. And a Devin George foul here. Washington has gone scoreless in this fourth quarter. Almost 4 minutes gone.
And I keep going back to the energy that Lindsey Hunter gave them to start that quarter. They were struggling scoring. He gives them 9 big points in that third quarter. A lot of defensive.
Over Jordan. Foul.
Michael's got a birthday coming up, as you know. And he'll be 39 years old. Fisher. Tip from Jahidi to Jordan. Lakers by 10. 7:45 to go in regulation. Hamilton spins, throws one up, doesn't go. And Hamilton called for a foul on Kobe Bryant. That's number 4 on Hamilton, and that hurts.
Rick's a little upset. The last play down at the Washington possession, I think he felt he got fouled. He came down and tried to be equally as physical on Kobe, and eventually he got called.
But Collins brings Richard out of the game and brings Tyrone Nesby in. Ball's on the line and a turnover on Los Angeles. The Zen master, Phil Jackson. In his 3rd season here with the Lakers. Knocked away. And they'll give it back to the Wizards.
As Heidi tried to make that pass out, but it was kind of a lazy pass. And again, when a team is as aggressive as the Lakers are defensively, they're going to get into the passing lane. You see Jordan kind of shielding off George.
Time.
Defensive stop. Right there. Okay? And everybody get on the boards. If we rebound the ball, if we can get something early, look to push it, see what we got, okay? Come on now.
And after that timeout, 88-79. With the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers on top, 6.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. Kevin Harlan with Hall of Fame coach John Thompson, NBA All-Star Danny Ainge, and Emmy winning reporter Craig Sagan.
You know, Popeye Jones touched on it right there with their West Coast trip. You know, they really have had a favorable schedule. Not to rain on Washington's parade, but this West Coast trip they have now and 2 others following is really going to be a tough second-half schedule for these guys.
And I think that thing he said about if we can keep our confidence, I think it would be a tough road trip for anybody, but this team has got to maintain its confidence because of the fact that it has been playing well. I think what Doug said is absolutely correct. They've got to do it with defense. They've got to catch up with their defense and answer aggressiveness with aggressiveness.
There's our reset. Lakers with Bryant, Devin George, Robert Horry, Fisher, and Samaki Walker. LA shooting 64% from the field in this second half, and none hotter than Kobe Bryant, who's got 19 points.
He's really played a spectacular game. He's figured out the game and what he needed to do as the game has gone along. But you got to give Phil Jackson a lot of credit for the intensity that this team is playing with as well.
What a shot by Michael Jordan. He's got 20.
I don't know what Phil Jackson said at halftime, Coach, but Kobe Bryant looked like Ray Lewis on a blitz running through those screens. And again, I think that just got the team fired up. You know, all those things, the intensity, you know, like you said, I've never seen that out of this team consistently.
Heidi White with the rebound. Here comes Jordan the other way. Blowing by Horry, feeding to the trailing Jones, knocked away by George, and a Los Angeles foul. It's on George. He's got 4.
Well, and you look at this, I mean, Michael still, I mean, we can talk about his age all we want to. That, you know, this is a guy 39 years old, you know, who's very capable of playing against much younger players and is quite effective.
Can you guys recall any time a single player has had this kind of effect in 47 now, 48 games tonight from one season to the next? I mean, one player with this dramatic effect.
Well, I don't think so. I can't recall him, particularly how he's played individually. Also, the effect that he's had on this Wizards team and this Wizards franchise.
You not going to say anything, Ainge?
No, I can't think of it. I'm just trying to think, and I can't think of one, you know, especially at age 39. I mean, it's absolutely miraculous what he's done with this team so far. And, you know, whether they can hang on to make the playoffs, there's a lot of teams in the East. Charlotte's starting to pick it up, and you know, they have their work cut out for them with this tough schedule.
Eric Fisher continues to hit. 11 points.
And I think Popeye was absolutely correct, Danny. These next few games are going to be very important for the Wizards. These guys have got to maintain their confidence. They've got to understand they're going to take some knocks, but they've got to recover from it and play with the same confidence they've been playing with. If they get crushed by these road trips and going west, then things are going to fall apart again for them.
Well, and John, they have this game, then they have the Sacramento team, the hottest team in basketball, and then with Phoenix resting at home, they got Phoenix at Phoenix on a back-to-back.
Well, and that's exactly what you call the NBA, isn't it?
Look at that rookie, Gerald Wallace, along with Hedo Turkoglu and Peja Stojakovic.
That's what the Wizards are facing Thursday night.
And they're facing Bibby, and they're facing Divac and Chris Webber. I mean, it doesn't end. Doug Christie.
You still think Danny might have from top to bottom the best talent in the NBA, speaking of the Kings?
I do think so. Yeah. But I still like Shaq and Kobe if they're healthy.
Bryant with a fake. Oh, what a move by Kobe Bryant! Another breathtaking maneuver for Bryant to find 2. And for the game, Bryant with 21-16 coming in the second half.
And that's not part of the triangle offense, Coach.
Well, and that's the thing. You're absolutely correct.
Kobe gets the ball at the top of the key, and he's just isolated out top. If anybody comes, we can find him for wide open like he's been doing. He's been dishing off. There, the lane is wide open, and it's just one-on-one. Tyrone Nesby on an island with Kobe.
Well, and I think you are absolutely right. Phil deserves a lot of credit. In the beginning of the game, it looked to me as if Kobe was too much harnessed within the offense, but now he's gradually let him go. Kobe has played very smartly. He didn't get
Bryant led the way. Bryant's got it now. Feel it out. Outside, Fisher from way outside. He was in Pasadena when he shot that three ball in. The 10th three-point shot that the Lakers have hit tonight. Michael Jordan again. Slammed in by Nesby. He was untouched as he floated. Lakers are +7 in rebound.
And we see it again. Kobe just brings the ball down the middle of the court, and they spread. They flatten out the court. There's no triangle running right now. Michael going up for the shot. Gets on a pump fake right there. Nobody touches Nesby. He ran all the way from the three-point line, completely untouched.
Kobe Bryant, a career-high 13 assists. And we're still counting. Fox. With Jordan on him, doubled by Jones, up to Fisher, down to Bryant, shot clock at 4. Bryant dumps it to Ori. Fisher, another 3. And they blew it dead before the shot was watched. 3-second violation called by Ron Elysiak. Ron Elysiak, by the way, is one of the greatest softball players this country has ever produced. Now look at Samaki Walker. Derek Fisher's been throwing up some softballs in this second.
But then the Lakers got stimulated, they caught fire, and they have turned the tide and gained control of this game with 2:53 to play in regulation. 97-86 LA.
Wow. Different than shooting percentage. 33% the first half, 66%, 62 points so far in this half.
Jordan's shot no good, and a loose ball foul is called on Washington. It's on Popeye Jones. Number 3 on Pop. And the Lakers, more importantly, get the ball back and can use some clock. Big possession there for the Wizards. Trying to win here in Los Angeles for the first time since February 14th, 1992, as Whitney hits a three-pointer.
You thought they were setting up the post-up play for Jordan, but Whitney took it upon himself to go up and hit that big three.
And they give some help to Hamilton. They do with Whitney. Now they find Fisher, and that is a miss. Wizards need more points, and they need it in a hurry. Hamilton lays it off. Jordan saves it to Nesby. Nice job to communicate between the two. 9 seconds to shoot. Whitney again for 3. Missed that one. Strong, and Kobe is there for the rebound. 21 points, a triple-double for Kobe Bryant. 21 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists tonight.
Showing you can play the complete game.
Shoots and hits.
Fans gave their feet. That's the matchup they really wanted to see. Jordan going against Kobe.
Nesby gets fouled with 1:01 to play.
Who knows? He might stay around as long as Michael.
Jordan gets a standing ovation as he hits the bench for the Wizards. The But he gave the crowd quite a show. His team just couldn't hold on.
Well, he definitely did. And really, when you look at this, the Wizards have represented themselves quite well based on what we knew the Wizards to be. And if they just keep their confidence and continue to play, they're going to be in great shape. They don't have to be embarrassed by this at all.
Here comes Bryant between two defenders. Out to Fisher for two. And that will be the dagger. The Lakers will win their 5th game in the last 6. Washington's league-high 5-game winning streak will come to a close as Popeye Jones buries a 3.
I can't think of anybody on the Laker team this second half, Coach, that didn't play well. I mean, they played with so much energy and passion and shot the ball so well, passed it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Danny, you're absolutely correct, but the greatest testimony to the Wizards is that the Lakers are happy as they can be that they beat the Wizards tonight. and I think that is the biggest indication of how far the Wizards have come in their franchise.
The defending champions coming back from 20 down to beat Washington 103-94. As Kobe Bryant with a mesmerizing performance, and Shaquille O'Neal and Cibby's on the sideline, injured and not playing. And you can see overcoming their biggest deficit of the year. 20 points down as we send it over to Craig Sager.
Well, Kobe, definitely an all-star performance the second half. You guys only had 35 points in the first half. You fell behind by 20. What did Coach tell you, and what was the difference?
No, man, we just started in the locker room, and I told the fellas, we need to check ourselves. Because we're the world champions, and we're not out here fighting. We're not out here scrapping and getting after guys, and it was crazy to me. It was embarrassing. We need to come out and start fighting like world champions do.
Is that something you normally would do, or is it something you did because Shaq was out?
It's something that we need to do because it's the second half of the season. You know, whether Shaquille's in a ball game or not, that's no excuse. We can't hang our hats on that. We have to come out and fight for every possession.
You came out in the third quarter, obviously far more aggressive. A couple of times there were picks that were set for you. You ran right through them. Why?
I just wanted to send them a message. You know, I'm not going to dodge picks. I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to acknowledge that the picks are there, and a couple times I'm going to run over you, whether you're big or small. Just kind of let you know. I mean, the first one, I didn't think it was a flagrant foul. I didn't want to get a flagrant foul on it, but it happened.
I think you sent a message. It's been a heck of a 3 days for you. For the MVP of the All-Star game, with this great comeback win, what's it all been like for you?
You know, it's big for us, you know. To be able to come back from 20 and to win a ball game, especially under these circumstances, you know, it says a lot about our character.